there was a mistake.
Exactly. And what type of treatment we can give you.
What that mistake is in terms of a biological diagnosis or medical.
Exactly. See, right now it's, again, just for research, but we want to get it FDA approved so you can be able to use it in your doctor's office in the near future. So this we anticipate is going to get smaller in size to the size of a desktop. So if you go to see your doctor, you give him a blood test, he would put it in here and he would sequence your whole genome. If you want to find out.
So we're here to introduce the Ion Proton sequencer. It's a gene sequencing machine that's designed to sequence an entire human genome in a day for $1,000. And how that's enabled is through this chip. All the sequencing takes place on this semiconductor chip, and it's the only instrument in the world that actually uses a semiconductor chip to sequence DNA. And this is no different than the chip that's in your camera and on your telephone, on your cell phone. Rather than seeing photons like your camera does, this sees chemistry. So the Human Genome Project took 13 years to accomplish and about $3 billion. This instrument can do that entire job in a day for $1,000. The long-term goal of this instrument is to get into hospitals. We like to get into hospitals to where it can be used to direct doctors and clinicians to treat patients.
So you would take a sample of your blood, which includes your DNA in there. You would put it in the wells. You would hold this up, open it, put the chip in there, close it, and run your sequence.
And how long does it take in actual running time?
It would take a day. By the end of the year, we're saying it would take a day.
A whole day?
A whole day.
Wow.
Yeah. So when they sequenced the first whole genome, it took 10 years to be able to do that. And at a cost of $3.8 billion. So now it's come down to one day for $1,000.
And what do you get for $1,000? Is it a sheet of paper with
you would get the data, but then the data would go to it would go to an analyst. So you would have to bring in an analysis.
Look at it.
You would not be able to make sense of it. You would have to bring a specialist in that could read it to you, sit down with you, and really break down your DNA.
I'm Mauricio Minuta. I'm here representing Life Technologies. We're a company based in San Diego, and you guys are very fortunate here today because I'm introducing to you the Ion Proton sequencer. Talk about something that's important for the future. This is extremely important because the future is actually here. This instrument is designed to sequence an entire human genome in a day for $1,000. So to put that into perspective, the Human Genome Project took 13 years to complete and about $30.8 billion. So this instrument could do that in a day for $1,000. And what makes that possible is this semiconductor chip. This is where actually all the sequencing takes place. And this chip is no different from the camera on your iPhone. Rather than seeing light, this chip sees chemistry. So on this chip is where a DNA sample is placed and put into the machine. And in a couple of hours, this machine will run out the entire data from your DNA. And why is that important? It's important because we see the future where hospitals will have this instrument to treat patients. Here in Toronto, Sick Kids Hospital purchased 4 of these when they launched last month their personalized medicine laboratory. They're starting their program with this instrument because they see the value in fast and inexpensive sequencing of their patients. Right now it's approved for research use only, but we see a future as does Sick Kids and other hospitals around the country that have adopted this technology to actually treat patients. A patient will come in who is sick, they will sequence their genome, they will be able to see which mutations are associated with their genetically based disease and direct a treatment specific to that patient. This is an amazing instrument that will change the way we see healthcare today around the world. Thank you very much.
Life Tech, to next for that is Life Tech. Really excited to have our next.
You're going to be a millionaire.
Is at
several times over.